We are back with another live episode of The Closers. Me, Mace, Jelani, all watching this Minnesota and Golden State massacre right now because this wasn't much of a game once the third quarter started.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Nah.
And I gotta stop, man. I got a bad habit. I think it's me. Anytime I like turn away from the game, games get out of hand. But I thought it was gonna be a change in Ant-Man, which it did. He put up 16 in that third quarter. I expected that, especially after he hit that three going into the half and started talking trash to Draymond and them. So I expected a big half of him, but I didn't expect this. 112.98.
I was just waiting on it to happen. I kind of figured that it would end up like this. No Steph. Jimmy looked like he is running on one leg. Kind of looked like he's sick at this point. Wasn't getting up to Jimmy. I kind of figured it was gonna get wild. I didn't go in.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Second half, Warriors were like a completely different team. I don't know. Like, it was competitive. Kuminga was getting his game on, doing his thing.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, damn, they got a chance to win in that third quarter, man. Edwards gonna do what he do, but the Warriors had no response. Like it was like flat. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, now they got the bench in, so the white flag is up, and the Timberwolves are doing what we expected. Although, like I said yesterday, I was like, if the Warriors figured out a way to get out of this series, I would have changed my my finals projection. But see, they not gonna make me look like a crazy man tonight, and yeah, this series is over. This series is done. Now the question is, do we get to see Steph again before the year over?
I'm gonna say no.
Waiting on. Yeah,
I'm gonna say no.
So you got it over in 5,
to come back game 6, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we all knew. Like, as soon as he got hurt, my whole thing was like, all right, they got to go into game 5 tied. They got to be 2-2. I was like, they can go in 2-2. They can make, and he comes back games 5 or 6, they can make it work. But you're down 3-1. I wouldn't put him in. I think the series is over. They could win tomorrow, it'll be 3-2.
Mm-hmm.
Do you you got to assess it. Do you think having Curry for game 6, if he's available and they make it, is going to make a difference? Can he go? Can he force a game 7? May not even be worth it.
Right now, they're making a little false run right now. Well, y'all ahead of me though.
Yeah, man. I don't see a point. They in Minnesota. This is an opportunity for Minnesota to close it out. Man, look, I think best bet to see what happens in a game 5. Let Curry sit. Warriors pull it out. Then you got Steph Curry a little bit more healthy game 6. Other than that, man, this series over with. We ain't seen this Minnesota Avalanche happen. It's over.
That's dumb. It's wild. Yeah, I was gonna say exactly what I was gonna say. He has the opportunity to put LeBron and Luka out in 5, and Steph and Jimmy Butler out in 5.
And
back to back.
Last year was KD. What he swept? He swept KD, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sure did.
No, this is
that
introduction. You said what, Mace?
I said all while calling him his favorite player.
Yeah, that was pretty was pretty passive aggressive disrespect right there. I like it. Like, you my favorite player, but you know, I'm about to dot your eye right now, but you my favorite. You know, I got so much respect for you. But what does that say about Ant, man? Ant is, like, we've been talking about all playoffs. You know, he's probably, you know, going to be the face of the NBA. You know, it's really up to him. You know, if he wants it or not. You know, is, you know, how he carries himself on and off the court. We know it all matters. But when it comes to just his game, he is that next face of the league. He is that next superstar. But and this is showing it. Like, what can't he do?
Yeah, he's definitely him. He's next. He could do everything. He got, and just even off the court, he got the charisma. He got the energy, the aura, whatever they call it. So, you know, I'm rooting for him. I don't mind seeing him get into the next round against Denver or OKC. Now if he can get past, gonna make it to the finals, the NBA gonna have a problem. Everybody gonna have a problem on their hand, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what is that? This is just sloppy now. Could you imagine?
Yeah, man. You know what? Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'll just go talk about you know, when you that 10th, 12th man on the bench.
Getting that garbage time.
Yeah.
I know that dude, like one of them dudes looked like I don't know if y'all remember Variach, or where he used to play for Cleveland.
Oh, Varejao?
Like number 5 or 50. Varejao, there you go. I was gonna say, man, ain't he out the league by now?
Varejao made a comeback, y'all.
Right? I think that's what Guy Santanos or something. I actually like that kid. He can play. Hustle player.
Yeah, he just made a good play right now.
I called him Santanos. Guy Santos. We're adding letters. Boom.
So what is y'all
Speaking of which,
man?
Yeah, that's why I was just gonna switch over to that. Man, first off, you know, hate to see Jason Tatum go down with the potentially look like he tore his Achilles, which, you know, you never want to see anybody, you know, and especially, you know, superstars of, you know, he's another one of those guys like Ant, you know, where he could be, you know, he's one of those faces of the league. And if he tore his Achilles, you know, which hopefully he didn't, but if he did, you know, that's go interfere with him and the Celtics next season, because that's not a, you know, that's not an injury you just bounce back from. But
yeah, outside
of that, you know, I'm very pleased with the outcome, man. I said New York was gonna win today. I said New York is getting to the conference finals. And now I'm saying it, that since they go beat Boston, the New York Knicks will be in the NBA finals this year. It's done.
I was thinking it this earlier today when they won. I said, my God, New York, orange and blue in the finals.
New York. And you seen all, like, you talked about the celebrities and stuff that was gonna be out there. You see, who is that? Kylie Jenner or Kendall, one of the Jenners, and her dude, Cardi B and Stephon Diggs. Everybody's out. You said
That's
what?
crazy. They done stepped out together.
Uh-huh. Hey, this is the perfect time. Perfect time.
But
Dig.
it's that time. It's the opportunity for New York to go ahead and stake that claim back into NBA greatness. I don't see. I mean, this probably won't be a clear path, but I don't see nobody in the East. I don't see Indiana being able to beat New York, and I think this is New York's best opportunity
Yeah.
to bring home.
And I think, I think we all, we've been passing around disrespect and stuff this postseason, and now I'm gonna say, like, we wasn't disrespecting the Cavs at all. We was just keeping it real. That's all that happened. But
Yep.
disrespect that we've given out in all of these conversations, we talking about the faces of the league and things like that, in a name that's not mentioned is Jalen Brunson. If Jalen Brunson got the New York Knicks a championship, he's not the face of the league, at least for the summer.
No, absolutely.
Yeah,
For the Knicks,
I think at
too?
that point he puts his name in the hat for sure, because he got the market to back him up too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be crazy.
You already got
if the Knicks
commercials.
win. Yeah. He got the podcast, like he got personality, he got game. And to win a chip in New York, that would be insane.
Yeah,
He went a chip
yeah,
in New York. They're going to give him the key to the city. They're going to give that man whatever he want. Like, if he win a chip in New York, he's going to retire a Knick. Now,
Yeah.
it's going to be like that.
Yeah.
he gonna get a statue.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing New York making a run for it. Not going to lie. I'm glad they're beating up on the Celtics.
Yeah, yeah, me
So
neither.
I'm not against it, man. My team out, so I wouldn't mind seeing Minnesota versus the Knicks. That'd be sick.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the thing with Jalen Brunson, I think his first opportunity that put his name in the hat as a possible face was last year's playoff run. And I think this year run something that will solidify him as like a bona fide player that we need to start talking about a little bit more and put a little bit more respect on his game, his name, and what he's doing. Because you got to remember, he's a 6'2" guard that's doing this.
Yeah.
He looks smaller than 6'2", honestly.
What?
Right. He might be. He
Probably
might be.
maybe 6'2".
Yeah. Nah, this would be, y'all remember when Detroit won, right? Before Detroit won, Chauncey Billups was just like, like almost just a role player. But he had that run and won Finals MVP, and that put him in the, like, that's when they started winning the All-Stars and stuff or whatever like that. But Jalen Brunson he's better than Chauncey or whatever. But I'm just trying to imagine like what a chip would do for him, because that, like, I think if he wins a chip, I think you would have to. I don't even know if we put his name in the hat. I think if he wins a chip and wins Finals MVP, I think he becomes the face of the league. I'm just curious to, like, this New York market, man. This is what Stephen A. been talking about for years and years. New York this, the Knicks, if the Knicks this, if the Knicks that. If he wins in New York, like, it's one thing to win. I think it would be bigger than, like, a player going to LA and winning, right? And I say that because the Lakers are used to winning chips. So, like, you win one chip over there, it's like you did your job, but you ain't impressed me. but you win one chip in New York. The East, I feel like the whole East Coast will get behind you.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. And that's the thing about having a New York market like that. And I think New York haven't had somebody in a while that they can really rally behind. And for him to do it in New York, I think the last time we seen this was what? Maybe a Carmelo or a Melo when he was in New York. That was like the last real opportunity that we seen New York on a decent stage with a big name. Now that he is actually bringing the win to New York, now his name is going to increase, and New York just been waiting for somebody to kind of get them to that stage, and he's doing it. So I think we're going to see Jalen Brunson times 10 if he win a championship in New York, because it hasn't been done since the 70s. LA, we've seen it in recent generation. We've seen it in the last century, last decade. Like, we've seen it. In New York, since the 70s. So it's been waiting. I say we as the United States of America.
Been that long.
Ain't seen it in to have it, man. Look, hey, Jalen Brunson, kudos to you, brother. Because if he can do it, oh yeah, we're gonna see some things from him.
When's the last time I mean, you can say Steph Curry, right? Besides Steph Curry, when's the last time we seen like a undersized player take their team to the chip?
That
And when at that?
That what year was the? What year? No, Iverson. That was
2000.
2000. 2000, huh? Yeah,
2001.
Yeah, that's the only one I could think of in that term or whatever. This is something now that, you know, and now today's NBA, you know, they say it's still not what you need to win. The thing is, New York, and when you look at them, they have everything you need, you know, to win a chip. You know, they got long wing defenders. You know, they have a star point guard who's on his way. He's a couple of weeks away from being a superstar. That's what it is. He's going to, like, because I don't think he's not a superstar, which none of them. I don't think Tatum is a superstar. I don't think Ant is a superstar yet. I don't think any of the guys are superstars because even though Tatum won, but it was kind of like, you know, when Steph won that first one and he didn't get Finals MVP, and it kind of, he should have won it. He should have won Finals MVP, but you know, people didn't give him his proper credit, and I think that's what happened with Tatum to an extent. But the door is open for the next superstar, and if Jalen Brunson, you know, wins a chip and win Finals MVP, which in order for the Knicks to win, he has to. Just like you look at tonight, you know, he had 39 points, 12 assists, and 5 rebounds in 40 minutes. Like, if they win, he has to be a standout. Yeah. And that's, you know, like we said, like how Iverson did, how Steph did. This is something, man. This is gonna be special if New York win. I think right now, I think New York would have to. No, I'm getting carried away. I'll say New York would have to be I was gonna call them the favorite, but then I forgot about OKC over there. My bad, Thunders. My bad.
Yeah.
I think that's the only thing I don't want to see.
What's the series in the OKC? Is it 2-1, 3-1? What is it?
I think it's 2-2, right?
2-2, yeah.
2-2?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hey man, look,
Really,
OKC
whoever win tomorrow will win the series.
Are they back in OKC, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, I
Yep.
think this last opportunity to kind of take the helm of this series. Because if they look, they're not winning 2 straight against Denver. Not this Denver team.
Right.
So they have to win. Because if they don't, then yeah, they cooked.
Yeah, I think they definitely take care of business. I think you know the greatness of Joker is you know obviously he's the greatest player in the world. I think you know most or everybody agree, but he has to, in order for the Denver Nuggets to be great, he has to be Superman. You know, especially against this OKC team. Like we look at the you know the games that you know they won. You know especially that first one. What he had like 40, 20 something, whatever, whatnot. And I don't think OKC at home. I don't think they come out flat. You know, I think they come out on firing on all cylinders. But I think Denver, I think they do too. I think, you know, like we've been saying, like it's cliche, but it's real. You know, this is like a game 7. You know, you have to, neither one of these teams are good enough, more or better than the other by that much to where, like you said, you got to go and win 2 straight.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't think if OKC wins tomorrow, I don't think Denver could go win 2 straight. You know, and you flip it around, I think it's the same. So I think you have to go get this game, and being at home, you know, that's what you know play for, to get home court advantage. I think we go see it. OKC, you know, their fan base is, you know, that's a hectic environment to play in. So if I'm putting my money on it outside of my bias, I will put my money on the Thunder.
I wanted to go back to one of the statements you kind of made earlier. You said how in order for Denver to be great, Joker has to be pretty much phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
But if we seen in their second win, we seen a very balanced game out of them. I think it was 4 of them total, 20 points plus. I think that's their formula.
That was the blowout, huh?
Yes.
Mm.
I think so. I think that might have been the one. But I think that's their best formula to get back to the championship. Because I feel like if they allow Joker to go for 40, that's something that they won't. That means nobody else is going to. But I think if they keep a balanced game like they did in that second win, that's the most dangerous Denver team. That takes you back to that championship run Denver team when you got Porter Jr. coming off the not coming off, but giving you 20. You got Gordon giving you 19, 20. You got Murray putting in 25, 26, 27, and Joker giving the same. That's Denver's best formula to win.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, win because about the playoffs. If I look at it this way, if Joker go for 40, they lose against OKC.
Mm-hmm.
I think they lose if he goes 40. I think
that makes sense.
Because I think Shea can match that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think with OKC they got a little bit of better. To me, they got a more younger, just scoring squad, so they can really do. They can still play their game with Joker going for 40 and still scratch.
Yeah, I think he's one of those guys that you like. You hear players talk about Joker and coaches, like you're not going if he decides to, score, you're not going to stop him, and he's gonna get his. But
Right.
you want that Joker. You want the Joker. You want him
Right.
trying to score. Go get
Right.
50, go get 40, 50 or whatever. Because we feel like we got a better chance. Because what you don't want is, you don't want him picking his spots where,
Right.
all right, the game is tight. He's rested and relying on everybody else, but now I'm gonna be aggressive and I'm gonna get the one-on-one matchup that I want, and you don't want them thinking like that. You want them just going, and OKC got the bodies to deal with that. They got the length, they got the they got the big bodies, and that I think that definitely plays into their favor, and that's something the Nuggets gonna need more out of Jamal Murray. I think Jamal Murray has to be big if they're gonna win. I think he has to be big,
and he can be big. He can make the plays. Get the 25, 26 points like you were saying. I think it's possible. It's going to be tough for them to win OKC in Game 5. But I think it could be done. But, everyone has to contribute. One person I'm not worried about is Aaron Gordon. I feel like he's been consistent and clutch all postseason. So, really, it's like you said. Yeah, it's like, okay, can Westbrook get hot? Make some good plays, or can Porter hit a few threes? It's gonna come down to that, I think.
Mm-hmm. And onto another subject. It was just I just looked at my phone and seen a graphic or whatever, and people complaining. The draft lottery was today.
Look at that right there. I'm like,
we in the playoffs, but I think after today and after the seeing that Warriors game and it was just underwhelming. The draft lottery happened, and usually you don't even care about it. You hear it and you just move on or whatever. But the draft lottery, the number one pick went to the Dallas Mavericks. The GM Nico Harrison over there looking and feeling like a genius right now. They trade away Luka Doncic, which he took all kind of crap for, and in return, he's getting the number one pick, which everybody's assuming Cooper Flag. Blessed him.
NBA blessed.
And this isn't the first time we've seen this, too. I mean, even if you look at San Antonio, Kawhi left, and then they got the number one pick, a couple of years later, and it was like they knew they were going to get it because they had Murray. They got rid of Murray. Murray a baller. They got rid of a couple of players, moved a lot of pieces to get that number one pick. And now you're seeing it with Dallas. I'm happy that San Antonio didn't get it. I would have been sick if San Antonio got it.
You really hate them.
I do not like the Spurs, and it would have been horrible for them to get Cooper Flag and what's his name, Wemby in a 3-year span, 2-3 year span.
Man. Oh man, that would have been crazy.
But yeah, they had a 1.8% chance of getting it and got it. And so much had to happen for them to even be in a position, right? Because like if Kyrie doesn't get injured, they're not a lottery team,
right?
But it's like everything was bad, right? You got rid of Luka, Kyrie gone for at least 8-9 months, and then you get the number one pick. So yeah, man. I mean, I've seen a lot of videos claiming conspiracy. I'll just say that.
And look, I look at it like Nico done dodged a heavy bullet. I mean, like you said, he's coming off as if he's like maybe one of the smartest moves. Because now he is not about to pay. Well, Cooper ain't gonna take up that salary cap that Luka would have this year. So he just saved Denver what, a few $100 million.
Yeah.
And now we young superstar on the rise.
Yeah.
That's about to bring revenue. American made.
Yeah.
We hey, Dallas didn't put themselves back into some serious talk now. All they need now is healthy and AD to be 80% healthy. They gonna be something good.
That's it,
That was
man.
ahead.
I liked. I understood the trade with Luka and AD or whatever. Like I understood it in theory or whatever. I don't think if I'm in his shoes, I pull the trigger. I think that took, tremendous kahunas to to even do that, because the amount of backlash that you're going to get after making a move like that. And like now I feel like, he's been like a turtle, and turtles, they'll hide in their shell and it's a lot of activity around. But now I think he's like, that turtle you used to see on cartoons or whatever. He done took the shell off. He ain't even got the shell no more. Hey, Dallas ain't even in the playoffs. But I don't be surprised if Nico pop up at a game just to spectate. Like he's everywhere. He's probably walking outside Dallas right now, because this is going to put them right back where people the expectation. Because I think if they were healthy this year, I think they would have been really good if they were healthy. If Kyrie was healthy, if AD was healthy, I think they would have been really, really good. But you bring a young Cooper Flag, which gives you not only I think he's going to be able to play right away, but he also gives you a future. He's going to be around for a long time. He's going to get better and better. And now he could really, play around with the roster. There might be some moves made. You can get you could get some more, you could get another guard, you could get more wings, you could do all kind of thing. And the fact that Cooper Flag is like, he's 6'10". He's not a small dude, but 6'10", athletic. Athlete. This is like, I can't wait. I can't wait to see, and then to have him under Anthony Davis and learning from him. Like this is gonna be crazy. I like we talked about the conspiracy theories and stuff of, was this rigged or not? Hey, maybe, maybe, but
Tennis is up.
This is good for the NBA. This is
my CTV.
Yeah, this is good.
Cause this is one of the coldest soap operas I've seen. You get ready what.
Hey, you know what's cold though? Like, I believe Luka gonna win a championship with the Lakers, and it looked like Jalen Brunson can possibly win with the Knicks this season. So
Crazy.
And they both came from Dallas.
From Dallas.
And it's like, yeah, I know the Lakers will make some moves this offseason. Knicks can do it this season. They'll be back next season. Like, there's a good chance one of them win a chip this year or next year. Real good chance.
Do you think, like you brought that up, like with Jalen Brunson, he was the backup to Luka in Dallas, but they both, from Dallas or whatever. Do you think that can take over? Because it used to be the comparison and the rival, which it's died down, but it used to be Luka and Trae Young. But should it be Luka and Jalen Brunson?
Possibly.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it would have a real shot of happening if they were both in the West or both in the East and had to,
Mhm.
play each other in the playoffs, multiple
Mm.
years, like kind of like Indiana, New York in the '90s. Like if it was, the Lakers and Brunson was with some team on the West, I think it could be
Right.
like that. But it just shows you like your situation, your environment is everything. Because like he was behind, you said behind Luca, and now he looking like one of the top three players in the postseason right now.
Yeah.
He was behind Luca, so yeah, like environment is very important. I'll say that. I just want to add that.
And I think that would be a great 90s throwback, East Coast versus the West Coast.
Hmm.
You can get a Luca and you can get a Brunson in an NBA Finals. You know what that would do just for the economy on both coasts. That would
Man,
be
Man,
that
I'm a
would be nuts.
New York versus
That
Lakers, man. Come on.
that would
that
be that
yeah,
must
you
see.
you gotta go. It ain't it ain't even must see TV. You gotta be in one of those cities because it's LA, New York. Everybody like we all. If you're on the West Coast, everybody goes to LA at some point in the year. If you're on the East Coast, I'm sure New York is one of those places. If
Yep.
the finals ever blessed us, if the NBA now that's why who cares about the whole lottery and who gets the lottery and stuff? If it is some type of conspiracy theory, I need Adam Silver to put together a Los Angeles Lakers, New York Knicks NBA
I,
Finals. Give us that,
I
and
would
right now with
love.
Luca and Jalen, give us that.
I would
yep.
love, man. We need to be the script writers. You see that? Come on, NBA, hire
Man,
us.
right,
Uh,
right.
but I'm gonna say this. I don't watch baseball at all, right? Like I do not watch baseball. But when the Yankees and the Dodgers played in this World Series, I watched a few games. I watched like 2 or 3 games
Mm-hmm.
just because it was the Yankees and the names. I live in
Yeah,
LA. I'm definitely going. Like I have to tune in. It'll be the same
Yep.
thing. People that don't watch baseball, I'm sorry, basketball like that, they gonna tune in to a New York Laker finals. It's gonna happen. We need to make it happen.
Yep.
see, and y'all in it as diehard Laker fans, right? And but when it comes to the biggest rivalry has been Lakers Boston or whatever. But I think if the Lakers and Knicks played, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong, I think if the Lakers and Knicks played, it would be bigger than Lakers versus Boston.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'll say based on primarily um coasts.
Mm,
West Coast. I think in the markets because we have equal markets. LA market is just as big as New York market. Hollywood started in New York, made its way to LA. So you have a lot of different spinoffs that come from out of that.
right.
Uh, York. With Boston is just a nostalgia rivalry. You got your
Yeah.
Bird Magic rivalry.
Mm-hmm.
You got
Mhm.
Boston most championships. At one point, the Lakers did we tie or got close to
Yeah, it was
surpassing champion?
tied.
So we tied it. So
Mhm.
you have a lot of that rival competitiveness between us, but based on just the coast, based on the economic what we pull on each side, entertainment wise,
Right.
man, way bigger series. Because now you're gonna see LA market get behind the Lakers like we've never seen.
Yeah.
You're gonna see
Mhm.
New
Yeah.
York New York market like we've never seen, and
Yep.
that's gonna be a battle of who got the biggest market. You got
Yeah.
sunshine and you got skyscrapers and big lights. So come on, man. Let's see who dominates this. because we seen it with like I said, we seen it with the Yankees, Lakers. I mean the Yankees, Dodgers. We bring out Ice Cube, they bring out Fat Joe.
Mm-hmm.
You're seeing the entertainment element play a part in, especially the finals. What we saying? What we waiting on? Adam Silver. What we waiting on? Let's
Man, when
get this
I
out.
think another reason why it'll be bigger than a Boston Lakers series is because New York hasn't been there so long,
mhm,
right? Like
mhm,
we've seen the Lakers in Boston. I mean, it's been a while now, but what, 15 years ago?
right.
Like, Lakers, New York, we haven't seen them play in the finals since the 70s. I think when the Lakers won the championship, the only one we got with Jerry West, I think that was against the Knicks.
Mhm.
I think I'm gonna look it up right now. But
Yeah, and
yeah, man, it's been a long time, man. So yeah, I would love to see that next season.
yeah, like I'm literally. Oh, you said next season. I like how you
Oh
threw that
yeah,
in
yeah,
there.
we eliminate.
What you thought we was talking about 5 years later? You thought we was talking
Yeah,
about?
I thought moves had my bad.
Nah,
I
nah,
forget
man.
how fast Lakers turn things around, which y'all do. They do. And who knows what's happening over there next year? But
All
yeah,
gas, no break. We ain't looking straight to it.
next year. But nah, man, that was The hard part would be New York. I like New York as now. I guess I'm gonna throw my disrespect over there to them or whatever. Like I got them. I think this is their opportunity. I think they have a real legit chance at winning it. But I don't know if that happens again. I think when you have these type of organizations, but at the same time, the Warriors were like that. The
Right.
Warriors went from you know giving away free tickets, to games to selling the most expensive tickets every single night, filling it up and winning multiple championships. I
Right.
can't imagine New York having the Yankees and the Knicks being on top at the same time for years. That would just be overwhelming. I don't know if I can handle that as a person.
They
Like
still ain't got.
they get one. I'm good. New York people think Biggie won the Tupac and Biggie battle or whatever, but just imagine if they actually got hardware to back something up. Like,
Yeah, I feel you.
That would. I mean, and that would be. I mean, I think that'll just be everything coming in full circle because at some point, New York has to be back on top when it comes to sports, basketball. It just have to be. It's too big of a market to not. The only thing that I can see it throw a monkey in a wrench is what's going to happen with Giannis this summer.
Yeah,
That would only that would throw a monkey in a wrench. Because if he decides, say, look, I'm going to LA, we're gonna be there sooner than not. I ain't really thinking about the other teams and where he could possibly go. We take superstars like that and we bring them to LA. Don't worry about what's in Chicago or any other team, any contenders.
Giannis in New York would be nasty though, bro. Not gonna lie. Giannis in New York.
That would be. I think New York give up too much to get Giannis.
Yeah, because they would have to give up. They have to give up what, Bridges and OG.
Yeah,
probably.
But Brunson, Giannis, and Towns, that is nice.
That's diabolical.
That is nice. Yeah, no, Giannis has the opportunity. He has the opportunity to do what KD did. Like KD literally just decided like I'm gonna mess up the league for 4 years and I'm gonna join the Warriors. He literally, he like we go. I don't care. Like you don't want to see it. Turn your TV off. But he literally like, and Giannis has that opportunity right now. Like Giannis could say, oh, "I want to go, to San Antonio. I want to go to Houston, LA." He literally can go to a team and just, mess up things for everybody. And it would be interesting. I think it'll be, I don't know, what would that be? I think it'll be worst. It's hard to say worse. Because the thing with Giannis, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. The thing with Giannis and KD didn't have a championship yet. He was desperate for a ring. Giannis has a ring. So for him to do that, I think it really just depends on the team he goes to. Like he has to go to a team that didn't eliminate him, for one, and a team that's not like championship, hasn't won a championship. So like if he went to New York, it'll be fine. If he went to San Antonio, it'll be fine. But if he went to like the Warriors or something like that, it'll be worse than KD in my opinion.
I think it won't be as bad just because when KD did it, that team was still at full strength. You still had Rush, you still had Harden, you still had that nucleus of a team together, and they was up on the Warriors 3-1. So that's to me.
Yeah.
That was just like that's an ultimate no-no. Just because that same team, if KD stayed, that team stays together.
Yeah, that's true. I did forget about that part.
I think that team stays together. And KD say, you know what, we're gonna run it back. I think Harden comes back. You still got Westbrook in his prime. Like that team could have been something. I forgot
about that.
Yeah, that team was something else. With Giannis, he dealt a bad hand. Everybody got hurt, and he pretty much got back. Like Dane go out, Milton go out. He the lone wolf. So at this point, he looking around him like, I ain't got no help. And I mean, how much do I continue to wait on some people that's always on the injured list? You know what I mean? This is like Dame. He ain't always injured, but this year kind of just was dealt a bad hand. So he's like, look, out.
I got a hypothetical question for y'all. Like, and I already got mine in mind of where I would want them to go. But take away money, take away an actual deal, or not, just take away money. Any trade is doable. Any situation is doable. Where would you want Giannis to? Who would you like to see Giannis play with?
You saying like what, team wise or another player?
Yeah, team wise. So obviously you gotta wherever. All right, let's say it like this: whatever team you say you want to see him play on, you got to take away at least 2 players. Where would you want them to go? And I'll start because I already have mine in mind. I keep saying the mine in mind, but I would want to see him to go to Denver. Get rid of Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. for Giannis and have him play with Joker. I think that's an automatic chip. Give it to put him with somebody, the Joker, the greatest, the best one of the best passers in the game, best player in the world, arguably the second best player in the world, or 1A, 1B, whatever we want to call them. Put them on the same team together with that same supporting cast, I probably keep Jamal actually. So I would actually probably trade Aaron Gordon and Michael Porter Jr. for Giannis, and then you
Yeah.
keep Jamal Murray with them.
Damn, that's a good ass question. You know what?
Yeah.
I don't know who I would trade. But you know who I would want him with? I would want to see him with Chicago. I would want to see him with Lonzo. I don't know why.
Healthy Lonzo.
Lonzo. Well, you know what? I'm probably gonna take that back because I keep forgetting that Levine ain't over there. Never mind. Redo.
Yeah. He over there.
Redo.
Yeah, he over there in Sacramento. He done came west.
Yeah, he done came west. Dang. Who do you want to see Giannis with? Dang. Because then you got to give up somebody.
Yeah. That's why I said it like that, because I know obviously y'all first pick would be the Lakers.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say that. I'm trying to think of somebody that's not the Lakers. Two places came to mind. One of them being OKC. So him and SGA playing together.
And
then
what's funny is OKC is the one team that they could pull off any trade. They got enough assets for whatever.
Yeah, they got the assets. You can get rid of they don't even gotta get rid of anybody. They can just get rid of hella picks.
Yeah, they'd be like, we'll give you 10 first-round picks for Giannis.
Yeah.
Damn. Who do you give up?
10 years of picks. That's crazy.
Maybe Dallas.
You said Dallas?
Yeah.
You give up Cooper Flag.
I'll give up Flag. Flag in one of them bigs.
Yeah, for Giannis,
they got a lot of them.
You give up whatever you got to give up to get Giannis, because he's good on both sides of the floor. You don't. It's not a
right.
You whatever they want, you give them for Giannis. He's one of like 3 or 4 players in the league like that. You give up whatever it takes.
Dang. That was a good ass question.
Yeah, because I was just thinking, I was like, man, I would, if he was with Joker, somebody with a real high IQ, I obviously would say, LeBron or even, Chris Paul in San Antonio or whatever. But, LeBron and Chris Paul are both on the, they're old. They ain't on the older end, but they're old, and it's they could potentially slow Giannis up to some degree. Not much, but just to some degree. But Joker, the way like Joker has to be the slowest up and down the court player ever. Like it's not even running. He's just, he knows when to pass. Like when you when you grow up and you're being taught how to play basketball, they say the fastest way to to speed the game up is by passing the ball up court. And he's quick to do that. A lot of players, they want to dribble or sprint. They think it's all about sprinting, but Joker has mastered playing with a fast pace without actually using his legs. Sounds stupid.
You know who plays like that? Lonzo plays like that.
Yeah.
Lonzo is the ones that as soon as he touches the ball on an inbound, he's throwing it up court.
Yeah, it's an outlet immediately.
But yeah, and Joker never looks tired. I don't know, maybe that's just me. But he beat look.
Or he always looks tired.
Right.
but he never he's going though. He's going.
That's crazy.
Right. I remember that too. They had recorded LeBron as the slowest player in the NBA because it was like an analytical stat. It was like he's always the last person to cross half court. Yeah, not it is like you can't you can't just call him. You can't nobody in there with eyes, nobody with sight can watch a game and say he's the slowest basketball player in the NBA. But slowest pace. Like let's get it right. Get it right at least.
Pace, yes, he is the slowest.
Oh, there you go, Jelani back. There you go.
Raggedy internet, man.
Man, we all got it. We all got it. We need an internet sponsors, high speed.
Man, look, I probably got about 14 laptops, TVs.
Yeah, that's what it is, man.
On all at once right now.
Right. Y'all remember how growing up using the internet was? It was when it was dial up.
Yeah.
Hey man, you couldn't do nothing, man. Like somebody on the phone, people calling. It was so bad. It was so bad. And the internet has always been cool. It's always been cool, but it was horrible then. That was by far the worst, one of the worst inventions ever when LimeWire. Hey, and if your parents was on the internet and you try to hurry up and call somebody or something and then kick them off and you got to be in there whispering, "Hey, can you go outside?" Whoa, somebody pick up that phone.
No, what? That
I knocked it over.
That was the worst time. Well, it wasn't the worst time, but it was the worst time of this whole internet fiasco thing we got going on.
Yeah, now the kids just live on it. They stay on it
all day.
They can't live without the internet. Boy, you cut this Wi-Fi off in this house, boys, turn to Armageddon in this. Yeah, it don't work. Man. So what? I ain't paid the bill.
So somebody on YouTube, I'm looking for the comment. They wanted us to talk about Tyrese Halliburton and let's see. Yeah, the run the Pacers is on and how Cavs are a bit shaky. Why is that, you think? So Tyrese, we talked about Ty. I've been calling him Tyrese Halliburton or whatever. And I'm not gonna say it again because last time he put up 4 points the next day. But I think we talked, it was either yesterday or the day before. The Pacers are just a scrappy team that plays. Like when I look at everybody in that's in the playoffs right now, I don't think anybody plays harder than the Pacers. And I think that's why they're having success because they play together and they play very, very hard. And with the Cavs, I don't know. Would y'all consider that shaky or are the Cavs? Oh, and that's another injury. We forgot about Donovan Mitchell went down. But are the Cavs just not that good? You've had teams. I think one of you compared them to the Atlanta Hawks. The Hawks used to be the number one seed for like 4 years straight, and in those same 4 years was when LeBron, knocked them out in the playoffs, and it was like, yeah, they have the best season record, but they're not that good. that's how I feel about the Cavs.
I don't think they're not good. I honestly think, man, they got hit with some injuries early, and it kind of bad bind because that Garland injury, and then come back the next game, you get Garland and Mobley out. Those two injuries, man, to some of your top players, that will put you in a bad position against a healthy team, a scrappy team like the Indiana Pacers, who,
True.
man, they smell blood in the water, and they're gonna exploit it. So they got hit with some injuries early, and it's hard for them to recover. Because Mitchell giving you 40, he dang near averaging 40 this series.
Yeah.
You know, with those injuries, it just put him in a bad position early.
Yeah, I agree with the injuries. And that was me that compared him to the Hawks. I don't take that back. But, you know, they could have proved to me, they had the opportunity to prove to me that they were not the Hawks. And injuries prevented them from proving that. So I wouldn't say they were shaky or unstable, but injury bug got them. Got a few teams this postseason, it looked like.
Yeah.
But I think what they have on their side is youth. They're still young.
Yeah.
So they can still bounce back, still have a good season next season. Make some moves, get some different players, you know?
Nah, cause I think Evan Mobley is going to be a star. He won Defensive Player of the Year, but I think, he's more than just, a defensive player. And he could, and he probably, rightfully so, I think he will turn into, the face of that team. I think they're going to have to, Garland is going to be one of the best point guards in the league. He's a true point guard who can really score and shoot the basketball. But I think Evan Mobley is the guy that he has some things that you just can't teach. And I think he's going to get even better, as his career go. He's been in the league, 3-4 years, something like that. So to, just to win the Defensive Player of the Year award, that quick, and make he made his first All-Star this year. Like, I think he's going to be obviously a huge part of their success, but I think he's going to be the actual engine that makes them. I think that I can see them winning a chip. I can see them making it to the finals in the next few years. This year just ain't it.
No, it's over.
Yeah, no, they cooked, but they got a really good nucleus of a squad. If they find a way to keep that together and maybe even add some pieces to it, like you said, that's gonna be a very dangerous team. Like, if they even decide to even put their name in a hat with the Giannis thing, that's gonna be a very interesting squad. I don't know why would you leave Milwaukee to go to Cleveland, but yeah, it seems like a lateral move to me. Citywide.
It would be straight. That would be a straight basketball decision.
Basketball only. Maybe look, only sign me for 2. I got 2 hot ones for you. Thing after that, man, look, we got to negotiate percentages in the city. Forget the team. I need percentages in the city. Whatever the city bring in, I need 10% tax. I'm not
so man.
Milwaukee extra code and go to Cleveland extra code. Like, no, get me out of here, bro. Got 2 figure it out. We got this chip. All right, send me out west, man. But decide to put their name in the hat and with the Giannis thing, that would be even a more interesting team, because I think, like I said, that nucleus of a team.
Mm.
I'll call this man McNabb, but Donovan Mitchell, Garland, and Evan Mobley, like that's a squad. They got something, and they got youth on their side, so
That's
that's
true.
gonna be something nice to look at for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So it's May 12th. It's May 12th, and another day of NBA playoffs.
Happy birthday to my big bro Jason. It's his birthday today.
Oh yeah, man, Jay Mason. Happy birthday, man. Happy birthday. He hit that 40?
Oh yeah, he 40, man.
Oh man, shoot, man. We knocking on that door. But on this day, and after we seen the Warriors go down 3-1, and the Knicks go up 3-1, and after all we seen, has anything changed today for you guys on who's going to the NBA Finals?
The one thing that changed for me is Boston. The Boston, New York, Boston in the series. I didn't think New York was going to be able to pull this off. I thought Boston was a little bit too much for them, but hey, New York has definitely answered the bell, because they putting the whooping on them. For them to come back from 2 games being behind 20 points, New York just wanted more. That's what I feel. New York just wanted more. They hungry.
You got them coming out the East?
I got New York coming out. Well, no, because I think I had Indiana coming out. So I'm gonna stick with the Indiana.
Okay.
I'm gonna stick with it. But New York, they sharks in the water, man.
Yeah, for me, as of today, I have New York coming out the East, bro. As of today, up 3-1. I think they'll beat the Pacers the next round. Don't look like Jason Tatum coming back. So, yeah, I definitely got New York going. And I felt like at the beginning, they were maybe like a dark horse team to make it to out the East. Right? But, like, I wouldn't say it out loud. But now, I feel comfortable saying it out loud. Like, y'all gonna make the finals.
Yeah.
For the first time in 25 years, 26 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Final. The New York Knicks in the NBA Finals. I think it's happening. I think it's happening. I want it. Yeah, I think that's a change. I think I picked the Knicks to go to not originally. Originally, I definitely didn't pick them to go to the conference finals. But no, I guess I stick with my pick. I did say the Knicks. I'm over flip. I done flip flop so many times. Every day I'm flip flopping. But yeah, I got the Knicks coming out the East. Knicks coming out the East. The Golden State Warriors lost today, so that eliminated my theory of just them having this magical year, magical run to the finals. So let's get rid of that. It's New York and OKC. That's going to be the NBA Finals this year. And we go close it on that, man. We've been on there an hour and 10 minutes. And tomorrow we'll probably be changing up our finals predictions again. But for now, that's what we got. Me. Make sure you follow Dalen Mason. Make sure you follow Jelani Hendricks. And this is the closers. And we are out of this thing and going to bed.